At the beginning of this year, the Lord kind of arrested me with telling me to guard my heart this year. That was before pandemic, before everything happened. And my first response was to guard, Lord, if you're telling me to guard my heart, there must be some things that are going to come against me or against my heart. But I also had that sense that it wasn't about what would come against me, but something he was developing within my heart that needed to be guarded. And so as things began to develop this year, I grew in a sense of understanding that to guard my heart really had nothing to do with all of the stuff that was going on, but it had to do with guarding my heart from the inside out rather than from the outside in. And, you know, we've all been on a similar journey with different nuances. Dave and I had a number of opportunities to panic if we would have wanted to go there. Starting with being outside of the country as the nation was being shut down. And then experiencing walking through COVID and for many weeks trying to get cleared of that and all of that. And yet God has done something so incredible in my heart in the area of learning to guard my heart from the inside out, so that it really doesn't matter what's coming from the outside. It's not about putting up a big guard and being guarded, but guarding the presence of God, the peace that passes understanding, the rest that's in our heart, the assurance of who God is and he hasn't changed, and guarding those things from the inside out so that things that come from the outside don't shake us or we're immovable as far as the things that are coming from the outside. And that's been a very precious gift. I feel that the Lord has developed in my heart, and is also a preparation. A couple people have referenced what we've gone through this year. This isn't the end all of it. In fact, when the word pandemic first started being used widely, I just kept hearing the Lord say, this is just practice. This isn't the big one. And there's going to be some things developed in you in this time of practice that are going to be so crucial and so important for the next big or bigger thing that comes along. And in that process, I'm kind of hitting a couple different things here, but in that process, I've continually been reminded of when Jesus in John around 15 to 17, he says over and over, these things I've spoken to you so that. And I feel like he's been speaking some things to our hearts. Some things we can write down in journal. Some things are more being written on the atmosphere of our hearts. Mm-hmm. But he's speaking these things. And one of the things that he says in John, he says, these things I've spoken to you so that your joy will remain full, and your joy and my joy will remain in you. And so I feel like has some things been tough? Yeah, they've been tough. But he's building something of himself in the area of guarding our hearts from the inside out that can cause us to live in that place of fullness of joy, and not joy from the circumstances, but that, as he said, that my joy, his joy, remains in us. And that's something so rich and so solid, and something that I believe is going to sustain us all. But his joy, his peace, his presence from the inside out.